this GSAP UI has been getting a lot of feedback from users. Some users really like it. Some users really don't like it. However, it's a new thing that's allowing more people to use GSAP, since GSAP was mainly code before. Now with the new addition from Webflow, a lot of people can use more GSAP and can use more animations using GSAP. It does require a bit of a learning curve. I mean, it's not as easy as the previous system, but to be honest, the animations that comes out of it are really, really much better. Like, they're much nicer. So what do you think? I know you use a lot of GSAP. I know you code it yourself. So from a very hard coder of GSAP to the new system, what do you think of how this is going?
When Webflow purchased GSAP, I was already like super hyped. What I love about it is actually the layout of the timeline. So it actually looks like a professional animation software like After Effects, or you could compare it with Premiere or something like that. I'm not an animator myself, but if you compare the UI to it, so it's great, and you can keep track where you're at. And this is something that's obviously more difficult when you're dealing with code, because then you have to refresh, run it again. If you're using scroll-based animations, you can enable those scroll trigger markers to know where the animation starts and ends, where you'd like to trigger it. So it's definitely an easier kind of like introduction to GSAP. So I like this factor of it. Where I would still use code in Webflow is mainly meant for like CMS stuff. I would still use a GSAP for doing accordions, or let's say there's like an interactive tab or a custom slider. I would still do that. The reason is that Webflow is still not keeping track. That would be actually pretty difficult to do this in Webflow, and I think even impossible. So you'd still need to keep track of a certain active class. So when you're looking at the current class, the current basic item that you're dealing with, you should be running the animation only on that specific class.